Okay, this is Tom Joyce. I'm talking to Beverly Washburn here, a very talented and charming actress who's been talking tonight about her career. Beverly, I could ask you about some of the people that you've worked with, but it sounds like it would take less time to ask you to list the famous people you haven't worked with. You've worked with, let's see, Frank Capra. You started out as a kid doing Jack Benny's radio show. You've worked with Martin Sheen, with Lou Abbott of Abbott and Costello fame. Douglas. Wow. I mean, so you mentioned this during your presentation. I mean, like, who are some of your favorite people that you've worked with?
Gosh, Tom, first of all, thank you for having me on your blog, and hello to everybody. It's really hard to pin down favorites because I was so fortunate to work with so many wonderful people, but I guess the two that, if I had to single out, would be Loretta Young and Jack Benny, as far as being the most instrumental in my career, and plus I was able to stay in contact with both of them until they passed away. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, I found it kind of interesting because, like, when I was a kid, I used to watch the Jack Benny show, and the guy was just hilarious.
He's amazing.
And you know what I find interesting about Jack Benny is like his whole persona, and he was so funny in this capacity, was just passing himself off as this real jerk.
I know, and you know, the stingy tightwad, and he was, you know, anything but. He was the most generous. He was an amazing man, and just so sweet. And so he was really a good actor too, I always say, because he was portraying the stingy tightwad. He was one of the most generous people on earth.
Okay, now what's this book you have?
This is my book. It's called Real Tears, and as you'll see, it's spelled R-E-E-L, like the film Reel. And it's my autobiography, and it's on Amazon.com, as well as my website, which is BeverlyWashburn.com, or Barnes & Noble. And the proceeds go to an animal charity.
Oh, okay. So Real Tears, the Beverly Washburn autobiography, and the proceeds go to an animal shelter.
Yes.
Okay, great.
It tells my whole life story, how I got in the business, and there's lots of photos in it, and it just kind of chronicles my whole life story from being a child actress.
Okay. Now I got to ask you about this because I'm a science fiction geek. I mean, yeah, I just no getting around it. You were in the Star Trek episode The Deadly Years.
Yes.
Now it's become kind of a joke for people who watch Star Trek is you weren't wearing a red shirt, but
I know, and I died. That's so
yeah. Okay, you know what I'm getting at here.
I know.
You were basically that character who's introduced in the show, who goes down with the main characters in the landing party and ends up dying.
I know.
The thing that people who watch that show always end up wondering is, why did these characters go down? I mean, like, if I'm some anonymous yeoman and they say, hey, you got to go down with Kirk and Spock and McCoy, I'm going to say, no, the last 10 guys who did that got killed. You can kiss my ass. Now, as somebody who actually played one of these characters, what do you think was going on there? Why do you think they actually did it?
Well, you know, when you're an actor, of course, you want the role, and you just kind of go with the flow and do the role that they've assigned you. Of course, I was sad that I had to die right off, and particularly because I wasn't wearing red, and that's not fair. But it was a wonderful experience, and of course, as I mentioned in my presentation tonight, I had no idea at the time that it would be such a huge phenomenon and go on. You know, years later, it's been like 47 years, I believe, since Star Trek first aired, and it's global. It's all over the world, and I feel very, very fortunate that I was a part of it.
Okay, great. Well, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you having me.
All right.
Nice to